My name is Franklin Hall. In 2013, I fell into a vat of floating goo. It was supposed to be my origin story, but as I have recently found out, it was actually someone else's. So where does that leave me? I guess I'm just a living plot device. Why should I care about this universe if they rejected me? Well, I'll tell you why. Not only do I owe my existence to this crazy, wacky little world, but also, let's just face it, there's no avoiding it now. It's a part of all of our lives, whether you want it or not. So I can't just run away now, and looks like I've come at a really weird time. Really? Seriously? Time travel? That's how you're gonna fix things? Okay, a part of me thinks that this might be taking the easy route, but on the other hand, it's a little bit more of the difficult way, too, because if there's any continuity that could probably do better without time travel, it's the MCU. They're the most reliant on making sure that everything is tight, nothing is loose, and they've already had a few hiccups here and there, so it's not perfect. It's had its growing pains. But time travel, oh, that's where things get messy. That's where things get tricky. It's a lot easier to do that with other universes because they usually just have one movie. So you can just fuck it up as much as you want without that much of a cleanup. And with the extensive universes that do rely on a lot of time travel, they usually don't really give a fuck about how much you fuck things up. Because they don't care about logic anymore, they just care about being stupid. But if this is the path the Avengers are gonna take, then guess what? I'm gonna be following them down that path. I'm actually quite experienced now. I've gone back to the 1960s, the 1990s, and the 19nows, so if there's anybody equipped for such an endeavor, it is myself. And I've got the perfect time travel buddy to help me on this journey. No, it is not a talking dog, or a British doctor, or a cussing comedian, or a hologram from the future, or even a robot and his husband. I'm talking about the floating freak who needs no introduction. So I won't even bother. You know who it is. Time travel is in the bag. This has never happened before. What the hell happened? Of course. You see, this is what happens when you time travel without deciding the location first. Okay, so maybe I was a little bit too quick on the trigger, but wait, so you know what's happening? We are in time limbo. Haven't you ever wondered where the time traveler is between their starting point and their ending point? I guess I never thought about that. So we're stuck in the middle? Yes, this is the in-between. The past, the present, the future, none of it matters here, while at the same time, it does. I can't even wrap my teeny tiny little mind around that. Well, surely we can escape, right? Not until you've actually decided where and when you want to end up. Okay, fine. Let's decide here. Maybe it should be right before Thanos got decapitated. Decapitated by Thor, right? Right? That's what happens, right? Yes, right at the beginning. Wait, I thought it was how it ended. You mean to tell me that Thanos got killed off at the beginning? Holy fuck! Oh my god! Everybody thought that the whole point of this event was to kill Thanos. But if it already happens at the beginning, that leaves the whole rest a huge mystery. Well, you kind of already know what happens instead of a battle against Thanos. Oh, right. Time travel, of course. After all, that's what we're literally doing right now. I'm still flabbergasted, by the way. The Avengers really resorted to that? Isn't that making this all needlessly more complicated? And it was already a lot complicated to begin with. Well, did you really want them to take the easy way out of this? Simply by plucking the gauntlet from Thanos and just snapping everything back? Yeah, that would be a really short movie. So I guess it makes more sense to use a route that would fill up a 2-hour run time. More like 3 hours. What the fuck? 3 hours? This ain't 1947. Look, this is the last time we're ever going to see a whole lot of these Avengers. So they've got to make the most of that with what little time they have left. And you want to spend as much time with these guys as possible, if you're never going to see them again. Yeah, I guess I can understand that. You want a lot of character moments. You want a lot of emotional interactions. So I guess I can understand. But does it seriously take that long to just go back in time before their friends got snapped away? That is not how time travel works in this universe. You don't simply go back in time and change a little thing just for the present that you go back to be different. No. Instead, that little change you made creates a new timeline, parallel to this timeline. Okay, they're doing the Star Trek thing. That's not exactly consistent with the way I've been time traveling lately. Well, that's okay, Graviton. Your time traveling is not canon, so you don't have to worry. You sure? I am positive. What the hell was that? Please, let's focus. I'm still not sure if you fully understand this business. No, I get it. Messing with the past creates new parallel dimensions. I got it. Would you like to hear an example? What? Did Captain America do the nasty in the pasty? Yes, but that's not the first nasty he did. The first one was not even sexual. He tricked a bunch of Hydra agents into thinking that he was one of them. Oh, they did a reference to Secret Empire, in which he was hailing Hydra, except he was faking it. Allow me to explain. Oh? Does this mean that you're the one who's gonna do the segments? So, what will happen in this new timeline? Agent Siftwell believes that Captain America is on his side. The side that I used to be affiliated with. Perhaps Agent Siftwell will confront him about the issue. And what will happen when this timeline's Captain America will have no idea what he's talking about? Perhaps this means that Siftwell will accidentally out himself, along with the rest of Hydra. Maybe this is how the downfall of Hydra happens. Or maybe this means the downfall of Captain America. He will be held prisoner by Hydra and questioned as to why he knew about Hydra, but then all of a sudden did not. And maybe that means that Rumlow gets to be the Crossbones a lot more often. Unless Captain America Prime returns to this timeline. After all, he is supposed to put the Infinity Stones right back where he took them. But when he does return the scepter to Agent Siftwell, or the old man who found Pete's dragon, he's going to have to explain why the next time they'll see him, he has no idea about Hydra. Well, I guess that is going to be interesting. Not as interesting as the confrontation with me when he eventually has to return the Soul Stone. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think that is going to even happen. Are you really supposed to expect me to show back up once the stone is returned? Have you not understood what the Russo brothers said? Once the stone is taken, I am free. So of course Captain America is not gonna see me there. Although, once he places it back, maybe I do have to get my ass back over there. Then we will be forced to confront each other once more in a reunion that will probably lead to absolutely nothing, because he still ends up in olden times anyway. Do you get it now? Yes, and I can see why they decided on that type of logic when it comes to time travel. I was afraid that this was gonna convolute things beyond recognition, but this is more of a clean type of time travel, where you don't have to worry about what happens in the present, because that would have made us really worried about, so I guess all the movies that we saw, now we're gonna have to remember them in a different way, because things have been changed. So that person's dead, and that thing happened a different way, and this movie never happened, and all that. No, we don't have to worry about that. It all still happened, because the things that got changed are only different in a new universe. We don't have to worry, because we're still following the Prime timeline. We don't have to give a fuck about those other timelines. Actually, there might be one timeline that we will still give a fuck about. And which one is that? The one in which Loki lives. Really? He escapes the wrath of Thanos? It's too early to tell. But one event in his life has been completely changed, in which Loki escapes with the Tesseract. Wait, is this back when he tried to attain the Tesseract during the first Avengers outing? Exactly. Oh, another alternate timeline means another segment. So, What will happen with Loki now that he is running around with the cosmic cube? Perhaps that means he won't be treated like Bart Simpson when Homer Simpson is very pissed off at him. Why, you puny god? But maybe because of his supernatural nature and dealing with dark magic, perhaps he will eventually find out that his second chance at life is only the result of tampering with the past. Maybe a different user of the dark magic would inform him of this revelation. And once he finds out, who knows? Maybe we'll get to see Thanos one more time. In this alternate universe where he dies at the hands of a different Norse god. And it can be all done off screen because we don't even need to see him do it. All we need is for him just to hold that big purple head and be like, oh, that was easy. Well, on with my new adventure because I'm Loki and I'm alive. This would be the timeline in which Loki does not become a hero. He is still villainous. Let's give him a more fitting farewell. Oh, by the way, I need to add a disclaimer. The last two timelines I talked about are one in the same. Both happen? Loki escapes with the cube and Hydra gets duped by Cap? Well, let's face it. Neither of these two are going to intertwine. Loki doesn't give a shit about Hydra. He's too busy being in space. Well, Red Skull, I have to be honest. This is really not what I expected at all. Although, I guess it is ballsy of them to do this big climactic finale of the first generation Avengers without fighting a supervillain. That's quite ballsy. I didn't think they'd be brave enough to subvert expectations that way. Well, I would hate to burst your bubble, but no. They still fight a villain at the end. Oh, so they weren't that ballsy. Okay. Well, I guess I could understand that because the previous event that was leading up to this event, there was so much momentum going on. There's so much build-up. And we would feel cheated if they were just going to end it without a huge big-ass battle. Because they kept building up to one with all of these other little tinier battles that were escalating. And so if you capped everything off just by saving everyone, then sure, yeah, that would be satisfying in that aspect, but it would seem really anticlimactic. Okay, good, we saved everybody, great. Unless there was a sacrifice, then it would still be worth it without throwing a new supervillain in the mix. Well, guess what? You get both. You get a huge sacrifice, and you get a villain thrown in there. But I suppose it's very logical how we got this new villain. Let me guess, it was a result of time travel, messing with the dimensions. You got it. Oh, okay, don't tell me who it is. Let me figure it out. Okay, so this is an adaptation of the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, and that book has so many cosmic entities in it, so many, and since none of them showed up for the first event, that clearly means that they were being saved for this event. I'm talking about the Living Tribunal. I'm talking about Eternity. I'm talking about Epoch. I'm also talking about the Masters and Thanos' daddy. Not to mention the Watchers and the Celestials. But last and certainly not least, I'm talking about Galactus.
Did somebody say my name?
Speaking of the fart cloud, how's it going, Galactus? How things been?
Peachy King. I'm just trying to go through the transition right now from Fox character to MCU character.
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna require some surgery, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a top to bottom makeover. So many procedures. It's gonna be really expensive, but it'll be worth it because I'll actually look like my comic book counterpart. Maybe not completely, but I'll actually have some resemblance instead of looking like this.
Well, good luck on your transition, buddy. But I thought it already happened because the event already happened.
You mean the big Avengers grand finale? I wasn't invited.
Really? But I can't imagine the congregation of cosmic entities without you.
They didn't invite any of those guys. None of us were invited.
No Living Tribunal? No Eternity? No Papa Thanos?
Nope. Not even Thanos' dad.
But I thought that was the big thing we were leading up to. This was such a huge thing to happen to the universe. A monumental, colossal thing that literally affects everything in that dimension. And you mean to tell me that none of the cosmic entities decided to get involved with that?
Nope. Not a single one.
Does that mean that you guys don't even exist in that universe? Like, not even you?
I hope I exist, cause otherwise all of these upcoming procedures are gonna be for nothing.
Listen, Glaviton, if I may, I think the reason why we avoided all of Marvel's cosmic entities is because we wanted this to be a more personal story for the Avengers. More of a character piece for all of them. I suppose you have a point. So, if it wasn't any of those guys, then who was it?
Seriously? You're curious to find that out? But you're not curious as to why I'm even time traveling right now?
Oh, yeah, that's not really a part of your power set, is it?
No, it's not, you dummy.
Okay, so how did you end up here?
Well, I noticed a huge crack in the sky while I was minding my own business. But I was curious, so I floated into it and wound up here.
Wait, a crack? I think I heard something cracking earlier, but Red Skull told me not to worry about it.
I thought it was nothing, but apparently it's something. The universe is cracking, and it's leading people here. Yeah, I was not the only one who showed up. So did these bozos. Behold, it is us! the children of Thanos.
Oh no, not these Gooby Goobers. I thought I already took care of them.
Don't you see, Graviton? They are from a different time than you and I. It seems as though that these cracks are happening at various times across all of eternity. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you killed us? Ha! Well, not before we kill you. We've got to make Thanos proud.
Galactus, can you do me a solid?
Oh, I promised myself I wouldn't break my diet. But lucky for you, it's a cheat day! Hum nom 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 nom. Oh, that was so delicious.
You missed one.
Oh, sorry, Graviton, but I simply can't have another. I simply can't. I'm already bloated. I need to work this off pronto. Bye!
Oh man, of all the times for him to actually have a diet. At least he left us with Leisure Suit Larry. I would have been concerned if he left us with the really big one, or the really scary one, or the really committed one. But no, he left us with Leisure Suit Larry.
Now hold on, Graviton. He's got abilities. You darn tootin' I've got abilities. I can pick you up and throw you down. With my mind.
So you're not even remotely distressed that all of your brothers and sister got gruesomely eaten by a purple cloud?
Not even in the slightest. They all made fun of me. They told me that I would never get laid. But I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Well, not before you buy me dinner.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about bragging rights. Because I am going to single-handedly make Thanos proud.
Well, too bad for you, because Thanos dies, you dummy.
Yeah, we know. Thor went for the head.
You know that? But you died before Thanos died.
Not in my timeline.
Wait, is this another timeline that the Avengers accidentally made?
I'm afraid so, Graviton. A timeline in which Thanos finds out about his horrible demise. Yeah, and he went all the way to the future to kill those Avengers.
Wait, so he left the past, but what part of the past? Is it the past where he helps me out?
No, Graviton. It was much further back, when the Guardians of the Galaxy were first formed.
Wait, so if it was during that time, then does that mean that Ronan the Accuser and Korath the Pursuer don't get killed by the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Why would you care about those two? Everybody has forgotten about them.
Well, I just had an encounter with them during my time travel escapades. So I actually do care, because I just saw them really recently. So, do you have a segment for that?
Not really, but I suppose I could throw something together. Ronan and Korath are up in their big Twizzler spaceship waiting on Thanos, but Thanos just keeps leaving them hanging. and that's when they realize, we don't need that big Chode's help. No, we can stop this stupid peace treaty between the Kree and Zarzax or whatever the fuck that planet was. We'll do it ourselves because we are Korath and Ronan, and we are badass. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna go up to the Novas because that's what they were, right? The Nova. They're gonna go to the Nova Corps and they're gonna be like, hey, you rip-offs of Green Lantern, we are the accuser and pursuer, and we accuse you and pursue you. And the Nova is going to respond with a big tiger boy because one of their members is a tiger. So they're going to send that tiger to gruesomely gun down the two of them. They're going to die with a whole lot of gun wounds. It's going to be like Bonnie and Clyde. And the gun hand tiger is going to be like, oh, now I'm going to kill that other guy who was working for Thanos. What was he? Oh, it was such a long time ago. I think he was just called the Other. The Other? Yeah, him. Because he is also still alive in this timeline. So we've got to take care of him too. So he's gonna die, and then the tiger, who by the way is called Titus. Titus is going to go to a furry convention, and he is going to hook up with a nice Majira strawberry.
Wow, you really did improvise that whole thing, huh?
See, this is what happens when I don't prepare. But let's focus on the issue at hand. This aberration.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure, but wait, so this means that the surprise villain that shows up at the end is Thanos, the villain that we were expecting anyway.
Well, I bet you weren't expecting him because he died.
Huh, so you took him away just to make me not expect him even though I was already expecting him. Okay, I see how you're playing me.
Oh, come on, would the two of you just shut up already? I need to decapitate the both of you and give your heads to Thanos.
Red Skull, since you are cursed with knowledge, maybe you could tell this man-child of Thanos what happens to his big papa.
Well, since changing the past doesn't matter, I suppose I will. Wait a minute. Are you guys talking about time travel? Silly, stupid Nimrods. Time travel doesn't exist.
Au contraire, my little incel friend. May I introduce to you the Time Doohickey from Deadpool 2.
Yoink!
Oh no!
You dummy!
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, he's gonna fuck up the timeline real bad.
Did you not hear what I've been saying? The prime timeline will be perfectly fine. It'll be all of the alternate ones that are going to be fucked up.
Well, guess what? I didn't fuck up anything. All I did was find myself a new master.
Wait. I thought you were loyal to Thanos.
How many times do I have to tell people? My lustful loyalty is all a facade. I actually hate Thanos. And I finally found the perfect specimen to take him down.
Oh, I don't know about that, man. He's got all of the stones now. Is there really someone that could be more powerful than him?
preferably someone who is not used as just a plot device.
I'll show you who's gonna beat Thanos, and it's none of the Avengers, not a single one, not even the pixie-cut blondie. I'm talking about this boy right here!
I don't know if you know this, Ebony, but that's a small little boy. That's a little boy. That looks like he's no older than preteen age. Little preteen boy. Why did you bring a preteen boy here? Did you want me to call the cops?
Did you hear that, Uncle Maw? He doubts me. He doubts in my abilities that I clearly have.
You bet you do, you little whippersnapper. You sure do. How dare you, Graviton? How dare you torch his dreams? You step on his dreams. He is a child. He is a small child, and he doesn't need such harsh criticism.
Well, it's just that you kind of overhyped it. You promised me the Slayer of Thanos, and that does not look like the Slayer of any Thanos.
I can't believe what I'm hearing, Uncle Maw. He doesn't believe in me. He is foolish enough to think that I am not the best person in all of existence.
I'm sorry, that kid sounds like he's got a bit of an ego to him. Are you making him overconfident? You know that's not the right way to raise a child. You need to set a boundary. You need to let them know that they're not perfect, that they have flaws, and that's okay. You can't just make them feel like they can win at anything.
Don't listen to him, champ. You can do it. You can do anything.
I know I can, Uncle Maw, and I'm about to do something to him.
Ma, I think you're raising this kid to be a sociopath. He needs a better parent. I'm calling child services.
Graviton, that's not really easy to do in time limbo.
Oh shit, you're right.
Listen here, you lower being. I already knew about my greatness, about my potential, long before I met this but ugly Martian.
Oh, so it was the parents. They're the ones that made you overconfident.
They acknowledged my greatness at first, but then they started doubting me. They thought I couldn't be the best of the best. They thought I was too abusive with my abilities. So I did what only the best person on Earth could possibly do. I gruesomely murdered them.
Okay, I admit that's not an easy task for a prepubescent child. So I'm beginning to believe you. I do think you could probably defeat Thanos.
There's no probably about it. And why should I stop there? Once I'm done with the big purple oath, I'll go for the Avengers, because they are nothing but a bunch of overplayed cliches. And I'm not just talking about this franchise, I'm talking about the whole genre. Superheroes are going stale, so the only way for them to stay fresh is with a radical reimagining. And I am going to lead this new revolution. I am the next stage of evolution. Brightburn.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to turn that dial a little bit. little bit down, alright? You're at 11 right now, and I'm gonna need you to turn it at least to maybe 7, okay? Alright? You do realize that you're not the first to come up with this concept, right? Of taking a traditional superhero concept and then darkening it up ridiculously. I mean, Hellboy just did that. So what you're doing is not exactly revolutionary. It's kind of more like you're following a bit of a trend, and not even a new trend that's even relevant anymore. It's kind of a dead trend.
Do you think I do not know about the dark super anti-hero genre? I am well aware of that. But what I am proposing is a reimagining that is so shockingly gruesome that people will have never seen it a mile away.
I'm not saying that what you've got to offer isn't interesting. I'm just wondering if you got anything else up your sleeve other than being a gruesome version of Superman. May I remind you that we kind of already seen that a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, but to this degree? And besides, you bet your fanny I've got something else up my sleeve, because much like you wimps, I also have my own universe. A whole cinematic universe. I bet you weren't expecting that.
Okay, I admit I probably should have saw that coming, but I didn't. That you would have your own equivalent of Aquaman and Wonder Woman and I think Martian Manhunter, but I think the reason why I did not predict that is because I didn't really care enough to make any predictions. So yeah, I guess because of that, it was a surprise, but honestly, I'm more interested in your equivalent of J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes. All hail Michael Rooker.
Well, too bad, because this new wave is coming whether you like it or not.
Yeah, we're talking about a Brightburn universe, and it will overshadow the Marvel universe.
People will be asking, DC who? Marvel what? The only superhero universe that's worth acknowledging is Brightburn!
First of all, you're not even the one to start the universe. That honor goes to Super, so they would probably call it the Super Universe. And second of all, Ebony, I can't believe you. Would you really betray your own universe like that?
Of course I would. Anything for the champ.
Thanks, Uncle Maw. Now, it's time for me to fulfill my destiny. Thanos won't know what hit him.
Not unless I can do something about that. I've gotta save him!
Yeah, what the fuck? Where did that little gray goo go? He jumped into the crack that you came out of. Oh yeah, I forgot. He must have went back to the time that I came from. Well, what are you waiting for, champ? Go kill both of them!
Are you seriously telling me what to do, Uncle Maw? Did you think I was just gonna sit here and twirl my thumbs? Of course I'm gonna kill him. What do you think I would do?
Nothing, champ. Nothing. Oh, please don't hurt me.
Yeah, you better know your place. Now, it's time for Thanos to meet his maker.
Too late!
What the hell?
Wow, Glavaton, you look like somebody who ate a mad titan. Wait, you killed Thanos?
I sure did, in one gulp. And I even absorbed the stones. Now I'm all powerful.
Huh. Well, I guess that means that you're the one I'm destined to kill.
Now hold on, son. I think this might be more of a challenge a little bit. This guy can absorb anybody into his body, including you!
Are you telling me I don't have what it takes?
Well, not yet, son. You just need some time to train.
Well, you do have access to time travel, don't you?
Oh yeah, you're right. We've got all the time in the world! Hey, gods, they escaped. Let them train. I can handle anything now. I've even got my own entourage.
All hail Graviton! All hail Graviton! Graviton is really great! He gave us a good pay rate!
Huh. I guess you got what you always wanted. For everybody to respect and admire you. Well, the stones don't do everything perfectly. Sure, they gave me these fake friends, but when it comes to real friends, not so much.
For the last time I told you, you remind me too much of my father. I'd rather kill you than date you.
Okay, I get it. Yes, and it was really douchey of you to take me all the way back to the 1940s. Seriously, what the fuck was up with that? For the last time, M'Baku, I'm sorry about that. I really am, okay? But I'm more perplexed by how the hell you're here right now. According to this logic of time travel, you wouldn't be here as an old man. You would be an old man in an alternate universe. Look, I am sure that there is a good explanation that people have put on the internet. Yeah, but why don't you explain it yourself? Because it's supposed to be a really emotional, heartfelt ending. And it would be ruined by too much exposition.
Look, Graviton, we feel like all the power has gone to your head now. I don't think we can be friends with you anymore. You've got to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Goodbye, Gary Stew. Well, who needs friends when I've got all of this power? Isn't this ironic? Well, what the hell are you talking about, Ahmed the dead terrorist? Well, you've spent so much time criticizing Brightburn for being pretentious and self-indulgent. But look who's egotistic now! Oh, come on, I earned the right to gloat. See for yourself. Hello, Thanos here. If you are listening to this, I am dead. Please, don't cry for me. Just don't. Even though my time in this universe is over, my legacy will continue for the next many years to come. And I'm not just talking about my own race. You heard it. If you thought I was bad, you should look at all of the other deviants. And no, I'm not talking about sexual deviance. I'm talking about the deviants of the Eternals. Yes, the Eternals. But specifically the evil Eternals, known as the Deviants. Each member inspired a particular figure in ancient mythology. The biggest and baddest of them, of course, is the one who inspired Satan.
which is so much better than the figure that I inspired, Thanatos. Who the hell has ever heard of Thanatos? The hipsters, that's who! But it's not just the deviants who continue my legacy. After all, we need a new collector of trinkets to put on their hand, and I can't think of any better candidate than the Mandarin. Sorry, Mr. Bin Laden, but if we're gonna get the real Mandarin this time, then how about if he's the father of Shin-Chi? I mean, it's already gonna be problematic either way. That boy is supposed to be the son of Fu Manchu, and I suggest if you wanna avoid being super problematic, then let's replace Fu Manchu with a slightly less problematic Asian stereotype, the Mandarin. So who else do we got? Oh, that's right, we'll probably need a few villains to fight A-Force, so why not these bad boys? Although, perhaps the Masters of Evil would be a better challenge for the Young Avengers. Yes, those tykes are gonna be wet behind the ears, so they're gonna be in over their heads if they deal with the nemesis of their fallen predecessors. And yes, I know, the Masters of Evil also have their own junior team, just like the Young Avengers, the Bastards of Evil. But you can't really have the bastards without the masters first. So let's up the ante. But now we've got the biggest question of them all. Which villain is going to fill my void? Well, a lot of people assume that it's going to be this dickish dictator, but I don't know. He strikes me as a new Loki, rather than a new me. If you ask me, my money is on this chap. May I introduce you to the Chaos King? I know the expression evil incarnate gets tossed around a lot, but this is one of the few cases where it is 100% true. He is literally the manifestation of evil. Straight from Japanese mythology, this devious deity is ready to recruit all of the supervillains to serve his goal of plunging the entire world into primordial darkness, resulting in the Chaos War. But hey, that's just my suggestion. A purple suggestion, and cut.
Yep, that was Thanos' last testament, but I could not help but notice something. Not once did he ever mention you.
Yeah, I did think that was kind of weird, yeah. How he never bothered mentioning his real predecessor. I ought to go back in time and beat his ass.
What's the point in doing that if you already killed him?
You want to be a wise guy, huh? Well, how would you like it if I ate you?
That's funny. I thought you lost the urge to eat people.
Huh, I guess you're right. I forgot there was a time where I cherished life. I appreciated life. Well, why did I relapse? I can't believe I relapsed. I thought I was going sober.
We are not perfect, Graviton. None of us are perfect. We all have our urges, and no matter how much we think we are over a problem, it still lurks in the depths. You were so certain that you were done with your hunger, but right when you were vulnerable, you gave in. And that's all you needed to relapse.
Oh, I tried so hard. I really did. Even with the Infinity Stones, I'm still a weak little weakling boy.
Being weak is nothing to be ashamed of, Graviton. It's what makes us human.
Human? I'm far from it now.
Are you so sure about that? Because it is the humanity that gives us flaws. And without those flaws, then we would not know what it's like to have limitations, to know how far is too far.
I guess you're right. I'm only human. Or at least, I wish I was human. Instead of being this omnipotent monster, horrible omnipotent
Mr. Skull, I don't feel so bad. In fact, I feel kinda good. I feel a feeling I haven't felt in a long time. Is it true? Is it true? Am I human again? Oh, I am! I'm human again! I'm a man again! I'm a man! I'm not a Muppet!
I don't know why you took it there, but yes, and it only took a whole year to do it.
Oh, I don't feel like I've got the power of the stones anymore, but that's okay. I don't need it. I got it out of my system, and that's good. I prefer to be this than a soulless god.
Now, how are you certain that you're completely powerless? After all, you could still have your original abilities.
You mean my gravitational powers? I guess there's only one way to find out. Water. Oh, I do have my powers back. Yippee!
Okay, don't be a prick.
Yeah, I know. I need to be level-headed.
Well, we're not out of the woods yet. Look around you.
Oh my god. There's more huge cracks everywhere. What the hell?
You removed Thanos before he was supposed to cause the huge sacrifice of a superhero.
But I thought that was just supposed to cause another universe. I didn't think it was gonna damage this one.
But don't you understand? That was an event caused by tampering of the timeline. And if there's anything that you should not tamper with, it's another tampering.
Oh no! The very fabric of all time and space! Oh, what did I do?
I'll tell you what you did. You made the wrong enemy. Oh God.
Oh, it's Ebony Maw! You're back! Again, and you look kinda different.
I can take the criticism. I know that I put on a little bit, but that's because I've been gone for 5 years.
Oh, 5 years? Oh, that's such a huge time jump. Although, I guess it could have been longer, so I guess we should be thankful that it only took 5 years, because, good God, could you imagine like 10 or 20? Oh boy.
Well, guess what, fuckface? I lied. It was 20 years. You were right on the money.
Jesus Christ. Does it really take that long to train a child?
He needed to develop to the right age you should be when you're a ripoff of Superman. I mean a satirical reflection of Superman. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. May I reintroduce you to bright burn!
Oh boy, looks like we're about to witness a tragic death, alright. But it's not either of the heroes, it's me!
Hold the phone. This is not the Mad Titan I was promised.
Yeah, how come you're not big and gray and gooey anymore? I got it out of my system. I am clean sober now.
Oh, that's no fun. Oh, I think I'm getting a heart attack. Okay, alright, okay. I think I stalled it a little bit longer.
Ebony! This guy is not even close to a challenge now. You will pay for wasting my time.
Now hold on, champ. He could still pose a little bit of a threat. What do you say, Graviton? You probably got some fight in you, right? Oh no, I'm having another heart attack.
Listen, Brightburn, I could go further on why you have a very simplistic purpose that doesn't really have anything else to it and doesn't really seem like a concept that's really worth exploring when we've already got a whole bunch of other stuff already exploring that concept. And a lot more creatively too. So instead, I'm just gonna say this. Why don't we coexist together, the traditional and the unconventional, side by side?
Fuck no! I will not fall for your stupid ruse!
Welp, I tried.
Are you really gonna give up that easily? Did you not forget that you just got your powers back? Au contraire, mon ami. My gravitational powers will just cancel out his.
He's got a point, Red Skull. I'm afraid I am fucked.
Well, is there anything you want to say before we both get gruesomely killed?
Yes, I'm glad that at least I've got a huge, big spectacle to go out on. Now this is the way you wanna go. Sure, it makes you think about all of the logic when you're really not interested in that. You're more interested in the emotional parts. But if you were gonna be put in an impossible corner, then you would need an impossible solution. Something that forces you to do something risky. And I can't think of anything riskier than potentially making everything fall apart because of the logic of time travel. And even with that unexpected plot direction, they still delivered on what they set up. A huge, bigger than life battle, multiplying on what you had before. Not just Wakandans, but also Asgardians, and sorcerers, and ravagers. Although it just makes me wonder why none of the military was there. I mean, wouldn't they be involved somehow? I mean, they've got a lot of weaponry to their exposure. Was this just some kind of super-powered thing only? And how come the final battle only included the races that we've only seen so far? This universe is still huge, so if we ever see any other races or offshoots or any armies in general, we're just gonna wonder how come they weren't involved in the battle. And don't tell me that the military wasn't involved because we never explored them before. We explored them plenty during the first couple of Iron Man movies. But nonetheless, it was still bone-chilling as all hell to see all of that on screen. All of these characters from various different corners. Just so much commitment. Way more commitment than we would ever do on this channel. We'd never have the balls to do something like that.
Please, that still would not be enough to take down me!
Do you hear something? I think I hear something.
I think it's coming from the cracks. I can hear each big crowd coming out of them. Holy shit! It's every character who ever showed up on this YouTube channel!
Okay, I think you're overselling it a little bit. I think it's just most of them.
It's gonna take more than this whole universe. Oh shit! Oh no! Owie! God! Stop it! Not fair! I'll show you! Oh God! Stop it! Shut up!
Oh no, this is too much for me to handle. I'm gonna lie down a little bit, and maybe take a nap.
Gee, Red Skull, you really sure this isn't everybody? Although, now that I notice, I don't think I see any of the Netflix villains. I wonder where they're at. I wouldn't want to worry about those guys. At least not for the next couple of years. Who the hell are you? Oh, don't worry. The viewers will know who I am in a couple of months. But for now, let's just say, if you think the time travel in this video is convoluted as all fuck, wait till you get a load of me. Wow, that was weird. Go guys, keep going!
No! Don't keep going!
Everybody's showing up for this, even you.
Hi, welcome to the show. I'm Graviton, and I was informed that the future needed my assistance, so I decided to get my Canadian ass over here to see how I can offer my services.
What? Yeah, you were a lot more soft-spoken back then. A lot more deadpan than you are now. One might say that you're a little bit on the other extreme now. You're a little bit over-emotional and very hyper and loud.
Yeah, I've come a long way since that first video, I guess. Well, that would imply that I made more videos, and at the moment I have only made one about the second Hobbit movie, and I'm not really sure if I should continue. Really? You're having second thoughts? I don't remember having second thoughts, although I guess I kind of reconsider, right when I started. But why would you want to quit? You've only done the pilot. Well, you see, I'm not really sure if my whole shtick really fits this format. You see, I'm a supervillain, but the show is about me watching movies. And why the heck would a supervillain be wasting their time watching movies when they should be doing something more productive, like fighting a superhero or conducting their master plan or something like that? Well, it might not make sense now, and it might not make sense for a long time, but if you keep doing the videos, eventually you're gonna figure out what does work. You're gonna figure out what does fit for your shtick. Oh, really? So, I thought that I was gonna come here to help you, but it turns out you helped me. Thank you, Mr. Weirdo, who looks kinda like me, except a little bit smoother and less angular and more proportionate with your body parts. But still, thank you nonetheless.
Well, that was surreal. Not as surreal as getting a load of me! Oh no, it's my arch nemesis, Mole Leader! What the hell are you doing here? I thought you were trapped in the land of ambiguous fates. Well, you managed to escape, so why the hell wouldn't we be able to? Isn't that right, fellas?
Right.
Oh, come on, you didn't need to drag Abomination into this, or Ghost. They have nothing to do with our conflict.
They're not here to fight you, and neither am I, because I'm done being obsessed with you.
So you don't want to kill me anymore?
Why would I? Just because I'm jealous that you finally returned to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Well, no, because technically you didn't. So I pity you. I feel sorry that you never got your due, and probably never will.
Well, I don't really mind anymore, because there is a universe where I matter. This one. This universe is where I make a difference.
Yeah, well, you can keep that, because I've got the MCU.
Oh, really? It's been officially announced that you're coming back?
Well, it's more of a rumor, really, started by a mysterious tweet. But that tweet came from a Twitter user who made a whole bunch of predictions that came true. So as far as I'm concerned, it's more than enough of a confirmation. And not only am I coming back, but so are all of these bad boys.
Yeah! Finally!
Well, for me, I didn't really have to wait that long, but yeah, sure, I don't mind coming back.
And not only them, but also a couple of others who've been shafted for the last decade or so. Like Justin Hammer, and this bad boy. You know, I could go either way. I really don't care about whether or not I'm coming back. But I suppose that since I've got this sock stuck to my face, I might as well keep it from going to waste. Yeah, that's the spirit, Zemo. So goodbye, Graviton, because we've got our own franchise to start. I'll give you a hint what the name is. It starts with thunder, and it ends with fucking bolts!
Oh, good for those guys. I'm proud of them.
So, how do you think Blightburn is holding up?
I would say very, very bad.
Uncle! I call Uncle! Ah!
Okay, let up, guys. Good job. You can stop now. I think he's learned his lesson. Yeah, give yourself a round of applause. You all earned it. You guys are all cool. You should go back to your perspective times and congratulate yourselves with a whole bunch of shawarma. Shawarma from all the times. And if you don't feel like shawarma, then maybe treat yourself to Taco Bell. Yeah, I thought you guys would prefer that one. Okay, Brightburn. You blew off some steam with those guys?
So many callbacks. So many Easter eggs that people don't even know. Oh! Graviton, I'm sorry. I can see that I was a bit of a pretentious douchebag. I had my head so up my ass, so insistent that any shock value would be enough to get my point across. I thought about what you said about me doing my thing while you're doing your thing.
while all of you are doing your things. I think that sounds pretty cool, you know? Let's have both. If you still want to.
I do, Brightburn. I do. You can't have one without the other. Because in order to appreciate the lightheartedness, you need to endure the dark and scary to show how much of a contrast that really is.
Yeah, let's coexist.
Yeah, coexist.
Yeah!
What the hell?
Oh, that was a spicy meatball.
Dormammu?
Yep, it's ya boy, Dormammu. Finally here to collect my due.
Did I owe you something? Did we make a bargain?
You're damn right you made a bargain. It was November 2016.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I think what happened was you were about to keep me prisoner, but then you didn't. Because I had something to offer you, I think, but I never figured out what that was.
I was waiting for you to coax out the perfect specimen. The specimen that was almighty and powerful. Because the more omnipotent they are, the more delicious they are when they go down my gullet.
Wait, that's what you wanted me to do?
And you almost did several times. You attracted Thanos, you attracted that big caterpillar, but none of them were nearly as powerful as I was hoping, so I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And lo and behold, you took them here, in one of my turfs. This is usually where I go to snort some cocaine. Cosmic cocaine, not the regular stuff. But to my surprise, you brought me the most omnipotent, overpowered villain I could ever hope for. And the ego, oh, that was the cherry on top of the sundae. Mwah! So you should be lucky, Graviton. Your debt has been paid. Compliments to the chef. Now you guys are cool and all, but I've made lunch plans with another Lord of Deus Ex Machinas.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Ad Wiedersehen.
Oh man, I just made a friend. He and I seemed like we were gonna be best buddies, BFFs. And it was cool because he was an adult now. If we were BFFs while he was a child, then yeah, that would be problematic and that would be a huge no-no. But he was like 33 now, so it would have been cool. Darn it.
Well, that solves that problem. But we've still got one more.
What, are you talking about the beached whale over there?
I might be asleep, but I heard that.
No, I'm not talking about the beached whale. I'm talking about these cracks. They're getting even bigger.
Oh no! What's gonna happen?
Everything is falling apart because the logic, none of this logic adds up. So many problems. It's too much.
Oh no! Oh! Plot hole overload! Oh man, I can't believe this.
The universe is still intact, Graviton. It was just this video.
I failed, Red Skull. I failed everybody. Of all the videos for me to make, this was supposed to be the biggest priority, and I blew it.
What's this I hear about you being a failure?
Oh hey, Nebula. I sobered up.
Yeah, I knew you had that in you, but it seems like you're a little bit too hard on yourself, Franklin. Sometimes you just can't live up to the expectations, especially when those expectations have been heightened so much beyond the possibility of even meeting them. And we of all people should know about that.
Yeah, of course there would be some disappointment. You can't please everybody. Oh, hey, M'Baku. I see you're back to normal now. You would not believe what one day at the Wakandan spa will do to your skin. It is amazing. Well, guys, thanks for the pep talk. I guess you're right. We shouldn't worry about topping ourselves every time. We should be appreciative that we pulled through, and we got it done. It's just too bad that I couldn't get this done.
Well, the way I see it, it still happened. You still did it. Because this was the video where you turned back to your old self. Or should I say, your new self. And I gotta say, I'm digging the new look.
Yeah, I figured a change was in order, so I went for a look that was more in tune with my MCU counterpart's looks. Or at least the MCU counterpart that was supposed to be me. But I didn't change everything, you know, I kept the physical look. It was just the costume, because I don't need to change myself all the way.
Now that's the graviton that I adore.
What do you mean by that, Nebula?
I don't know. What do you think it means?
Well...
Don't answer that. Not right now, anyway. I've got this corpse of my past self to dispose of. See you on the flip side, Gravy.
I keep thinking she's not into me, and then all of a sudden she gives off the impression that she's into me. I don't know. Hey man, hang in there. Just go with the flow. Like how I'm gonna go put this here bimbo back in the right time he's supposed to be.
Is it when he dies from being disintegrated by the gauntlet? Or is it when he dies in the vacuum of space, being frozen?
Well, whichever place I put him, it'll be a place where he'll no longer be an insult to fat people everywhere.
What? Did I just hear you call me a bad example of fat people? I'm not here to insult fat people. I'm here to show that fat people can still do cool things despite being fat. And besides, I can't help but notice that the only people I've offended were non-fat people, because the actual fat people love me.
Well, don't worry, because where I'm taking you, you can still be a role model for fat people. But before I do, this here time doohickey needs to be in the right hands. Hey, Frankie, catch! Oh, really? You trust me again? We all make mistakes, Frankie. Some more than others. Wait a minute. What did I hear about him disintegrating? I thought only the heroes disintegrated.
Well, once they were snapped back into existence, thanks to the big green Chad, all of the people who were aligned with Thanos were snapped out.
But does that include Thanos?
You better believe it. Not only did he fail, but he had to prepare for a different kind of rest.
Well, I can see why that would be a poetic death, but I'm not sure how satisfying that would be. With all the horrible things he did, especially with one foul snap, I thought that he was more than deserving of a more over-the-top death, something really, really big. Just really proportionate to all the horrible things he caused.
Well, I think the first death took care of that. But when it came to the second death, it needed to be more poetic, more reflective, more ironic, because in the end, he got a dose of his own medicine. It's not about how big you go with it, it's about what it means.
Still, it would have been nice to get an after-credit scene where he gets confronted by Lady Death, but then that would make people think that we're gonna do more with him, and I think we're good. He served his purpose. He needs to rest now. He really needs to rest.
Along with Tony and Natasha.
Oh, that's who died. Okay, I see. I thought for sure that Steve was gonna go too.
Don't worry, he meets his end too, but it's much more peaceful, and that's probably what you prefer if we're gonna go for a third fallen hero. You want to see that one at least be kind of bittersweet, with more sweet than bitter.
Amen. Well, So what are you gonna do now? You're free now, aren't you?
Yes, I served my purpose. Twice, and both times were exactly identical. You would think I would have shaken things up the second time, or should I say the first time, since technically the second time was before the first.
Red Skull, I think you should stop talking about the convolution. It caused another crack.
Wait a minute. I see something coming out of that crack. What is it?
Oh, it's Meek! Oh, Meek! Oh, I thought I'd never get to see you again. Oh, how's it been, you little buddy? This whole thing has made me more appreciative of what I have. Like you, Meek. I love you. I'm just gonna assume that you love me back, but not in that way, right? Yeah, more like the way a dog loves his owner. Okay, good. I'm glad we defined that, because who knows what would have happened if there wasn't enough communication about that.
Well, this has been a holler and a hoot, but I think I'm gonna hang out here a little bit. I need some time, if you will. Some time to consider the choices I've got now. I need a lot of time for that.
Well, I hope you find what you're looking for, Red Skull.
Ta-ta for now, my compatriot. Ta-ta for now.
Oh man, we're ending this with a voiceover. It's been a long time since I've done that. But just like Red Skull, I too am faced with a split decision. Do I go on the beaten path? Or do I go a different route? I mean, the thing that I'm supposed to do next will feel like a major letdown compared to what I just did. It's going to be a huge demotion. So maybe I should keep the momentum going. Something that's just as exciting. Isn't that right, little buddy? Oh boy, decisions. Let's cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay, I've made my decision. I would fuck Fat Thor, marry Professor Hulk, and kill Jim Carrey's Robotnik. Oh, that's exactly what I would do. You and me, we think so much alike. Yeah, it's as if we're the same person. They're multiplying.